3, 2, 1. Oh, you're there already. Hello, welcome to Cartload. I was joking, really. I was joking. I was just messing with the control room because it just gets them going ready for a very exciting 2 hours. Lovely to have your company. Welcome to Cartload. It's going to be a crazy, crazy, crazy one. And I've got Craig with me as well by my side. Because as always, it's going to be chaotic, Craig, because I've got stuff here and there and there and down there and everywhere. It's going to be one of those, isn't it?
It sure is. I can see at the corner of my eye how much you've got over there, and I equally have got stuff here, I've got stuff here, I've got stuff all the way along the back here. So, you know, a lot going on for us here, but that really benefits all you because we've got so much inspiration to show you, so much demos to show you. We do have a wee bit of a different selection when I say it's not foil press. However, me being me, I was like, how much of the other stuff can I bring into the foil press? And that's what we're going to do. We're going to jam pack as much as we can, including the vintage lace. We're going to be using that, but we're going to use that with the foil press. We might try and get a shaker card in. We're going to use that with the foil press. We've got some additional dies. Or we might just bring in the foil press as well. Do you know what? It's going to be a heavy-handed foil press show for a Thursday afternoon.
Yes, it is. And you've got a suspiciously blank table there so far. So it's like we have a blank canvas and we shall draw upon it.
I'm thinking,
there's nothing on your desk.
In front of me.
You have a glass mat, a foil press and a Gemini, and that's all that's there. And that's very unusual for you, Craig. Anyway, so right, it's almost like a 2-hour time challenge right now. We're going to get working. Of course, any questions that come your way in the meantime in Cartload. Now listen, what I would say to you today is shop ahead of us. I know you do anyway. I know this is a word to the wise. Actually, I have to tell you, I have already been shopping ahead. Did I mention that earlier? I've ordered some of the creator card dies that we've got today in our Cartload, and they're very, very limited stock as well. So do be very, very quick. So what I would do is go and have a look. All you need to do is go to the front page. If you're watching us on YouTube, just for instance, if you're watching us on YouTube, what you do is you go to your website, so crafterscompanion.co.uk or .com or .eu, depending on where you are. Click on Crafters TV on the right-hand side, and then click on View Schedule, and you'll be able to shop the entire show for Cartload right now. In fact, it should come up on the front page, shouldn't it, Cartload? Because that's the show that we're in right now. Of course, silly boy. That's if you want to skip ahead and sneak ahead to other shows. But stick around with us because we have got a lot for you. Right, now let's start with the foil press, shall we? Because the foil press is very, 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 very exciting. We love the foil press. You know, Craig's a big, big fan. We all are. I mean, actually, so many people love their foil press and are so, so pleased that they managed to invest in one. But actually, what you've got here is a chance to take the foil press. This is the UK EU one that you're seeing the details at the moment. Oh, the US one pops on there as oh, it does. They're all together. So $99.99 in the UK, $139.95 in the US, and you will get your appropriate product. But not just that. No. Now, actually, your foil press does come with its plate, and it does come with some dies already. But today, ladies and gentlemen, and this is absolutely brilliant, you are going to get another £100 or $100 worth of extra goodies, foil dies, for your foil press at no extra charge, not even 1 penny piece or 1 cent. Can you get a 1 cent coin? Can you get a 1 cent coin? Is there such a thing? Okay, so not 1 penny or 1 cent. We will ask you for either £100 or $100 worth of free dies, which is absolutely amazing. And they are big ones as well. I mean, if you look, everything you see in that picture along the bottom row of dies, that's all yours for free. So everything in the middle, so the plates and whatnot that you see in the middle, they are what come with your foil press if you buy on any day of the week. But that bottom row down there, let me talk you through what you're actually getting in there. That chandelier background die is $29.99 or $34 on its own. Today it is coming for free, and there's lots of other little gadgets and things that come for free with your foil press as well, which is really good. So you get the metallic, not metallic, the magnetic, they are metallic and magnetic tweezers for dealing with your dies. You also get the little finger grippers as well, which have an official name. What are they called? They are called number 7. Are they called finger grippers? Number 7. Silicon finger grips, that's what they're called. And you get a roll of foil. Now your roll of foil is 5 meters long, so that will get you really started, but you'll be buying many more foils as well. If you've been thinking, and listen, if you've got any foil press questions, because actually a lot of what's in Cartload today is foil related. So actually, if you have a foil press already, you want to take advantage on amazing deals that we've got on foil stamp die collections. There are lots. There's Radiating Dies, there's Christmas foil stamps there for you, and there's frame and background collections coming up, which we'll go through a little bit later. So if you've got a foil press already and you want more dies for your foil press, go shop the show right now. If you have never so far gone for your foil press and you're thinking, right, well, I've got my Gemini, and remember, designed to go through the Gemini Junior, but you can buy extender plates, which means you can use it through your larger Gemini as well. Are they on the show, Johnny, as well? They're on the website, so you can shop the show for those. So just make sure if you've got a large Gemini and you want to put the foil press through the larger Gemini, you will need the extender plate for that as well. Only need to buy that once, and that's brilliant. So today, because you're getting double the value, aren't you, really? So you're paying the same $99.99 or $139.95 that you would any other day of the week. But today, when it gets delivered to you, there's another £100 or dollars worth of foil dies for you to get started. And you know, I mean, let me tell you, and you'll let me know in the comments, I know, every time we talk about foil pressing, people get in touch in the comments, whether it's via Facebook or YouTube. They all come through to me from the social media team, and they say, you know what, I was so glad when I went for my foil press, because it extended completely what I could do. It meant that I could add that professional finishing touch. And actually, there's so many different techniques you can use with your foil press as well. You can turn any of your dies and foil with them as well. Now, I have to give you a stock update straight away. Already. Well, listen, we're only 8.5 minutes into the show, for heaven's sake, but this is Cartload. 20% of this bundle stock, that's UK and US, has sold already. So that's within the first few minutes of the show. That's incredible. Right, okay, let me show you through everything else that we've got, because it will always be a busy show, Cartload. Always. So let's move on and show you some of the foil stamps we've got, because if you've got your foil press, this is the show for you, let me tell you. Because we've got our foil stamp and dies. So this one's is this your Christmas one, isn't it? Yes, this is your Christmas one, isn't it? So you've got the nativity scene, you've got snowflake cluster, starry night, and you've got twinkling tree in there as well. £20. So basically you are getting 4 Christmas foil stamps there for £20. So that's what, less than half price? £20 or $27 there, less than half price. Now, I have to give you a warning on those straight away. They are very limited stock. They will sell out in this show. I think I can pretty much, I wouldn't put all my life savings on it, but I'm pretty sure with half the limited stock already sold that will be gone by the end of the show. Is that the one that I bought, John? I can't remember. I've bought one of them in this show. Oh no, it was the creator cards, which is coming up later. Right, let's go to Radiating Dies now. Now, I love these. I find these fascinating. I don't know anything about them so far, so we'll learn about them together in this show as well, because Craig's here, of course, as well, who's just loving the opportunity of showing you all of these goodies as well. So these are your Radiating Dies. So you've got Be Happy, Just For You, and you've got Shine Bright. And I think they are massive, gorgeous, glorious, and beautiful. And this is what I like to hear, half price. I mean, I like a good deal just like anyone else. That's why I was shopping the show before it even started. £22.48, $29.92. Fill your boots. That's kind of like having 3 for the... Oh, no, it's half price, isn't it? No, it's not even 3 for 2, is it? It's half price. It's ridiculous. Right, let's do some more then, shall we? Oh, don't stop till you get enough. This one, more Radiating Dies. This time it is thank you and love you. Oh, okay. Now that's the wrong picture, isn't it? Never mind. We'll get back to that in just a second. So thank you and love you. We'll find the picture for that. Oh, right. So here's the background trio. So is this number 6, Johnny? Oh, okay. Right. Brilliant. I love Cartload because it's chaos. Ha! Love it. So this is Regency frame. This is the Provence frame. Ooh, oui, oui, monsieur. And the Royal Damask background. And I think Craig's doing a demo with that a little bit later on. I heard a rumour. I did. Oh, I hear the beeping. He's ready. Saving over 60% on this bundle. £30 or $39. 60% saving. Now, that's the kind of Cartload saving that we want. Right. Now, I'll tell you what. This show just keeps wowing because we're now going to do a massive 60% saving on a Sarah signature bundle. Hello. This is the vintage lace. I don't know how we've done that. I think Craig's had a word. He's gone right to the top, I think, this time. So this is Sarah's vintage lace Cartload collection. So this will be a, get it now, because when it's gone, it's gone. In this, you have got 7 amazing dies, the embossing folder, the ribbon, and the rub-ons. And I don't even know what a rub-on is next, but I'll ask Craig later. Listen, never mind about what a rub-on is or isn't. Just get that in your cart. £35, $45, and that is yours as well. Worth it for the rub-ons alone, isn't it? Lovely. Nothing better on a Thursday morning, afternoon, lunchtime, wherever it is where you are. Right, let's do a bit of shaking our things, shall we? Rub on and shake your thing. We're going to do a shaker card collection right now, and I love this. I love watching the demos on this cocktail one as well. So we've got buy one, get one free. I say you buy one,
you get one free.
You do, Craig. Well done. Make cocktail. Let's make cocktails, shall we? And love always are the two you get there. Massive amount of stamps, as you can see in that big, gorgeous shaker die as well. $14.99 or $19.95. It is buy one, get one free. Next up, it is the festive creator cards. I've got this. I've got this. I've not only got this in my basket, I have checked it out. I've checked it out. I'm doing a happy dance. $14.99 in the UK, $19.95. I'm a bit giddy this afternoon, I must admit. I'm a bit more awake than I was this morning. And now that's a bog off as well. So you buy one,
you get one free.
Yes, you do. And I've done that as well. So I've got one free, Craig. I'm very excited. So that's $14.99 or $19.95. Right, it's time to wrap now with the wrap dies. This is very, very limited stock, and this is 60% off. A 60% saving. When does anyone come along to you, right? It's not even sale time of the year, is it really, if you think about it? When does anyone come along to you and say, yeah, you know what, you can have those. You can have those 60% off, £6 or $10. Grab that. And if you want to write a rap for the wrap dies, feel free in the comments. I don't mind at all. Right, Molly Harrison next. Oh, Molly Harrison, amazing. I was looking on her website. What an incredible, incredible artist she is. She is from, is it Connecticut that Molly is from? What an amazing, amazing talent she is. Really, really incredible, I have to say. And what we've got here is a half price deal. So basically, what we're going to do is send you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different stamp sets here, which all have a feature image and more, because they have sentiments and phrases in them as well. But you're getting them for half price. So where normally it's $59.94 in the UK or $89.74 in the US, we're talking £30 or $44, which is a lovely half price deal. And I have to tell you, just the ethereal nature of her illustrations, oh my word, they're just screaming out to be coloured with your classiques, with your tri-blends, with your water brush, all of that. It's got to be done, hasn't it? A magical, magical collection. I really, really love them. Oh, and they're back. Do you know what? I've only been here for, what, a few weeks? It feels like a matter of minutes. And I don't know how many tape pens I've gone through so far, because obviously I need to sort out my little card, so I've got the order of everything that's happening and whatever. and these have been like gold dust in the building for months. Joe and I have had to squirrel them away just to be able to have one. But they are back. It is your tape pen dot 6-pack. Oh, should I Dotty ones first? That's the darker one, isn't it? Now I haven't got 6 right now because, to be honest with you, we always have what's called a pre-production meeting, which sounds really, really posh. We all just sit round a table and we have cookies and cakes and things like that, and we chat about what we're going to do on the show. It's brilliant. Now I know from our product team, they came back in on Tuesday. I'm thinking Tuesday. Yes, Tuesday they came back in. And already a massive amount of those have gone out of the building. We're trying to get this camera to focus, but it's not playing. Anyway, you get 6 of the Dotty tape pens. Now, the Dotty tape pens, you know what these are all about, don't you? Instead of delivering one stripe of tape, they deliver little dots, which means you can go over the back of very, very intricate die cuts and then add those to your card elements. I know that already. And I've never used one of these, the Dotty ones. So get these quickly while you can. So you get a pack of 6 of the Dotty tape pens, $24.95 in the UK and $39.75 in the US. If I could tell you the number of these, I can't. But the number of these that have sold already in 48 hours, incredible. Absolutely incredible. And our good old tape pen. This is one of the first products I ever used here at Crafters Companion, because Joe and I use it for getting our cards ready and whatever. 22 meters on each one of these. It just goes on and on and on. And you've seen when Craig and Debbie and Leanne and Sarah use them, it is just little stripes. It's very rarely that you're doing long stripe. I mean, I do actually on our cards. I go right the way across the card. But most of the time when you're adding elements to your cards, it's a bit here, it's a bit there, isn't it? It's a quick like that. It's like fishing when you're a gnome, Craig, isn't it? You only need a little bit, don't you?
I've never done fishing.
Have you never fished?
Nope.
Craig's never fished. No, I'm not sure if I've fished, actually. To be honest, it's all that sitting around in the cold. Can't be doing that at my age. Anyway, 6 of these, £19.95, $29.75. Wow, there's so many things that we need to experience. We're gonna have to create a bucket list, Craig, of things you must do before a certain milestone and achieve.
Get your foil press. That's one.
Do you fancy adding that to your bucket list?
What? Getting the foil press?
No, fishing.
Oh, fishing. Sorry.
You've got a foil press.
You've got a foil press. My stepdad loves fishing. He's now retired as of last year. So you never know. When I get some time up in Scotland, maybe go fishing. That would be good.
Fabulous. Sounds good, doesn't it? The foil press makes your cards look really good, professional, stunning, says Jennifer on YouTube. Stephanie.
Pardon me.
There's that train again.
Sorry.
Whoa, dearie me.
Had beans for lunch.
Stephanie says, OMG, if you don't own a foil press, buy it now. Best price plus all the extras as well. It's brilliant. There's so much coming along for free for the ride, isn't there today, Craig?
There is so much, and some of the stuff is relatively new in the fact of some of the Christmas stuff. It's just Christmas last year. It's not Christmas 3 years ago. And believe it or not, now you might not actually believe me, but Christmas happens every year. Every single year, every 12 months, so you can use it next year and the next year and the next year. So there's so much. You get the background as well. That background is incredible. Going to dive straight in. So what we're going to do is we do have some demos set up using the foil press and things like vintage lace, as well as some of the other things. But let's show you some of the Stampin Dies. If you hear me say dies, they are actual foil press stamps, but we sometimes refer to them as dies because that's what they look like. But they do the foil and stamping. So we'll show you a few different mediums that it actually foils onto using some of the dies within the bundle. We're going to use this one here. So with this one is you're actually getting that, and it's a darker one. So this one is the Province frame, and it's a darker one. I think if this one is maybe in with the background, maybe it's not in with the main. It is in the main bundle, actually. Yeah, it is in the main bundle.
Yeah,
so it's free. The dark grey one. So what you're going to need is within your foil press bundle, you do get your this metal shim. This is a different metal shim to your Gemini Junior. So you're going to need this, and then you're going to need your metal shim from your Gemini, because this one, because it's dark, it does the foiling as well as the die cutting. So what I'm going to do is we will go over the matrix, and the matrix is just a little booklet that tells you time and temperatures. We will go over that just shortly, but I know by following that matrix, and this one, we'll just use some cardstock to show you. I know that I need it on 45 seconds. So I have got my timer all ready to go, 45 seconds. Everything that we have foiled and will need to foil in the coming future is on low. There is medium and high, but you only need low at the moment. And I've set it to 45. So what I need to do is I need to put the metal shim that comes with the foil press. That needs to go on. And then need to pop my foil press stamp. That's then going to go on, and then all that I'm just going to place that one over the top, and I'm going to press start. Now the difference with our foil press, some foil press machines out there, what will happen is you have to go with basically the time, and that's it. So whatever the time, the length of time that the stamp sits on your foil press, that's what you have to go by.
Do you know what I should do, Craig? For these 45-second ones, what I should do is there's a radio quiz in the UK where you have to speak on a particular subject for a certain amount of time without repeating or hesitating or deviating. Maybe I could set you a little bit of a time challenge. I'm not sure if he's a big fan of that.
So with R1, if you do get under foiling or over foiling, you're able to adjust the timer. You can't do that with any other foil presses. So this is now beeped. Now I am hoping, this is something you don't hear us say quite a lot, I am hoping within the next couple of hours there'll be occasions where maybe we get under foiling or over foiling, so I can show you how to eliminate that. So we're good to go. We've done the timer, it's done 45 seconds. So then what we need, pop the foil over the top, shiny side down. Let's get a bigger bit of foil just to cover all of that. So shiny side down. Then this is just Centura Pearl that I've got. So that's going to go over the top. Then what we're going to do is we're going to bring in our metal shim from our Gemini Junior. That's then going to go onto the top. And then we're going to bring in our carbon plate. So that is then going to go over the top. What we're then just going to do is we're just going to slide it out. So just slide it. Don't tilt and pull, slide it out like I've done. Now it works perfectly straight away with the Gemini Junior. It does work with the large Gemini, you just need the extender plate. Not sure if we've got that in stock, but it would be on the website if we do. So you can use the large Gemini if you have got that one. So we're then just going to take that one out. So removing all these plates. So if we then remove these, so straight away you can see that's die cut. Now that could be an aperture, it could be a frame, it could be the middle of a shaker element. Then again, we've got that bit just there, just to say that we do have the extender plate on our website if you are looking for that one. So just go on there and search that one. And then all that I'm just going to do is if I take that one apart, so we've got all that detail. Do you know something? It looks incredible as it is, just like that. But then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to just grab the corner and I'm just going to peel that now. You're ready for this? Look at this. Look at that. Look at that.
Wow.
So that is Centura Pearl. That's our Stampin Die. It's done the die cutting. It's done the stamping as well. You've got that aperture. You've got the outside edge. Then later on, what we will do is we'll show you how you could use that. Actually, do you know what? Do you know what? Let's go for it. Let's do it now. So what I'm just going to do is pop that back in. So for this waist technique, it's also 45 seconds. It's all on YouTube and that, you can search it. So 45 seconds, and actually we're on green to say we're ready to go. So what we're then going to do is get in the waist and we're going to put that face down, so shiny side down, just like that. We are then just going to bring in our cardstock that we want to then foil onto. So I've got another bit of Centura Pearl, and I am deliberately using Centura Pearl because it's got that coating on it. So then what I need is a couple of sheets of cardstock just to bulk it out. So I've got two other shims. Now I would use our white stamping card, not Centura Pearl, but just because I had it to hand, that's what I'm using.
So that's replacing the thickness of what was the die last time.
It is, that's exactly what it's doing. It's replacing that thickness. Then what I'm doing is I'm popping my carbon plate over the top. And again, this technique's 45 seconds, so I'm pressing start.
Ooh, can I just jump in with a couple of comments and a question as well, actually. First of all, Kelly on Facebook, she says, can the multi-surface foil be used on the cardstock? Because there is papercraft foil, isn't
Yes.
it? And then there's multimedia, is it called?
Yeah, multi-surface.
Multi-surface.
So
that's
your
the one.
purple lid or purple container is your papercraft. So if you see that one with the purple, it's got a P on the top of it for papercraft. So you know it's papercraft. Also, the way of knowing is the inside tube is white. If you go for the multimedia, which, funny enough, has an M on the top and is pink, and if you then look into the center of this one, of your multimedia, it's like a craft card. It's a grey-brown card within the middle. So that's multimedia and that's papercraft. So if you do get your containers and boxes mixed up, don't worry about that one. What I'll do is I will answer your question in a sec, Derek. We'll just pop this one through. So doing this technique here, this is the only one where you layer it all up completely, then press start. Using your foil press stamps as they are, you would do what I done first. In the first demo, and that's pop the dye on and then let it heat, and then you build your layers. So as this comes out, and then we'll go back to that question. So let's take our layers off. So we're just taking these now. Yes, these are shims, but just use them time and time again elsewhere. So we're then just going to take that off. Now straight away, even look at that. Look at that. But then what I'm going to do is let's just take the corner with my pokey tool, because you do remember you've got a coating. So I'm just going to peel that one off. And we've got,
yes,
so look at that. We've got that one just there. I'm trying to get rid of that light so you can see just there.
That's delicious,
so
isn't it?
Take that one back. So I'm going to set that one to the side just now. So your papercraft multi-craft foil. Funny enough, I know it's called papercraft foil. However, your papercraft foil does work best for your cardstock, your acetate, your vellum, your acetate, your fabrics, your cottons, all these different mediums, not just for papercraft. Multimedia is something I don't use a lot. Multimedia or multi-surface tend to use for your real thick leathers, your real leathers, anything really heavy. You can use that one for your papercraft. You will need to put a little bit extra pressure and maybe a few extra seconds on the timer. However, I do suggest if you can only go for one type of foil, go for the papercraft foil, and that will enable you to go through all other different mediums. But what I will just do, let's just take the ring the bells. So then I'm going to bring this one in. So again, using the matrix, and I'll go over the matrix in a minute as this is heating up. What I'm just going to do is bringing in, again, my foil press. So because I would class this as roughly about a medium die, or a medium stamp, I'm going to come right down to 15 seconds. So the size of the stamp or die, as well as the matrix, we will go over just shortly. So I'm bringing that down to 15 seconds. We're on green, again, which lets me know we're ready to go straight away. If it's red, just lets you know that you need to wait on that heating up. So I'm going to pop that one over the top. I like to put my carbon plate over the top while it's heating. I know Sarah, Leanne, they don't do that. I like to do it. It's one of those things that you will find what you feel comfortable with. If you ever start to get over foiling, then what you can start to do is take away that carbon plate as it's heating, because that can conduct a wee bit extra heat. So for this one, what I'm doing, we're ready to go. I'm just going to bring in my silver shimmer foil. So I do have a lot more than I actually need. Trim your foil to size, and that'll stop over foiling. I've got heat-proof acetate. That's going over the top, and then what I'm just going to do again is I'm just going to add the one shim for this one for the acetate. So let's then bring in a carbon plate over the top, and then we're just sliding that one out. So sliding it out and we're running it through. You can use normal heavyweight acetate, our acetate, Hunky Dory's acetate, around a 220 micron. You will find, because it's not heat proof, it will curl and buckle. You can still use it on your cards or your projects. You just need to enable it to stick down onto the corners, maybe using glue dots or anything like that. Just so you still get a nice embossed as well. So if you just want to use them with embossing, which I have done techniques using the foil press stamps as embossing and gone over with gilding wax. So then what I'm then going to do is lift this one up with my fingers. So if I lift that one up, and then what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to peel that one off. So if I just start to peel, now look at that. So again, we could do the waste technique, but that is our heat-proof acetate. That is the bells. Can you imagine that being a fancy gift tag on the bit of cardstock for your tags for gifts? It could be a nice wee acetate wrap. It could be a band around maybe your crackers, or it could be your, you know, your serviettes or your Christmas table, anything like that that you could be foiling and making.
You've got to have a foil press, haven't you? It is one of those things where you kind of got to have one. It's one of those where it stops being an option at a certain point in time, doesn't it? And you think, for what it can add, for what you can do, for the versatility it gives you, for that. And the foils are amazing, by the way. All the foils are on the show, whether you want the multi-surface. Well, I say they're all on the show. They're selling out quite quickly, actually. So we've got less available in the multi-surface than we have in the papercraft foils. But we've got a good collection right now. And Christmas, lots of Christmas dies around at the moment, especially in Cartload today as well. So things like gold, silver, cerise, icicle, gold, shimmer, they are there for you. $3.99 individually in the UK, $3.95 for your multi-surface in the US, and $4.95 for your paper foils in the US. Quick comment from, who was it now? And this thrilled me because I think it's brilliant. Christine. Hello, Christine, who's watching on Facebook. She's on the Crafters TV Facebook page. Whether you're commenting on the Facebook page or on YouTube, by the way, our social superstars will send all the messages through to us. Christine says, hi, Derek and Craig. We're having a crafting day complete with afternoon tea. We've been playing with the foil press. We've sent you a photo of one of the cards, so I'll get producer Johnny onto that. Looking forward to the show. And Shaz says, I've ordered the foil press today, even though I already have one. And here's why. It's worth it for the freebies alone, and I can gift the machine. I tell you what, I want to be in your friendship circle. That's quite some gift, isn't it? A foil press, or with it, are you going to foil? Yeah, you'll gift the machine, won't you? Keep the freebies and gift the machine. What a lovely friend you are, Shaz. Now, I had another question here, very, very quickly. Sonia, and I don't know whether you'll know this, Craig, or not. It might be more of a Johnny question, I'm not sure. Can I ask you if the extender plate is a consumable product?
So your consumable, if you look after it, you can use it time and time again, just as it's exactly the same as your platform that you get with the foil press. It's just, I tell you what, I've got mine behind me. I've got mine in my bag. So
and it will be very well worn.
So, you know, oh, well, look, we found it. So this is what it looks like. So that's exactly what you're going to use. So exactly the same as the A5. You know, if you look after it, it's really sturdy. It is different from the double-sided dies, so don't get them mixed up because they are different. But that's all that it is. So where I have just placed my A5 platform over the top, all that you would do if you're using the large Gemini, all that you would do instead is just sit that one over the edge. So you can see how you've got the two arms just at the side, just sitting nicely, and then that will go through your large Gemini. So yeah, look after it just like you would with this one, and it's going to last you a lifetime.
Well, Sonia says that she's going to get using hers after watching you. Another quick question, Craig, as well. Can you use construction acetate?
Absolutely, you can. So just
Fabulous.
a bit like I was saying earlier on, your Hours Hunky Dory, any of them like that are about 220 micron, you can use them. When it's not heat-proof acetate, what will happen is it will start to buckle slightly in the corner, but if you're using it as a wrap or maybe for your cards or that, what to do is just secure it in the corners with hot glue or something like that, just so that you don't see it. But yeah, you can absolutely use, you might actually want the curvature of the acetate, and again, maybe around a wrap or something. So yes, you can do.
Thank you very much. Right, okay, now we've talked about the foil press an awful lot. There's a lot of you making up your decision. I mean, basically, you're getting the price that you're paying for the product, you're getting that all over again in free product. So you pay 99, so for instance, just for argument's sake, in the UK, you're paying basically £100, all but a penny. So £100, but you're going to get £100 worth of free foiling stamps and dies with your machine. $139.95 in the US, you get $100 worth of foiling stamps and dies with the machine. I mean, hello, That's amazing, isn't it? I mean, that if you were on the cusp, if the last time the foil press was on, it just wasn't the right day. It didn't fall financially into your calendar the right way. Do you know what I mean? With things happen on certain days of the month. You know when your direct debits for things go out of the account and everything else. If today is the day, enjoy the extra £100 or $100 worth of goodies. That's amazing. Right, now listen, if you've got your foil press already, this show is just as worthy for you if you've got your foil press already, because we have got for you, well, let me just show you some amazing festive dies. Now this is the 4-piece festive die collection. So you've got your foil stamp dies, which is the twinkling tree and the nativity scene, and look at the size of these. Hello. You've got big border dies here. So we've got snowflake cluster, and we've got Starry Night. Sorry, I have to read upside down and backwards. So you've got it all 4 of those $20. Sorry, £20, $27. Did you say 3/4 now, Johnny? Yeah, 3/4 of a. Let me show you some examples of what that can do as well. 3/4 of that sizable stock sold out and gone already. So I'm looking at the wrong camera. I always forget which camera to look at here. I'm like just looking around the room randomly. There you are. So let me just show you. So there is that Christmas tree die. How beautiful is that? Here's an example of what it can do for you as well from our lovely Leanne here, using that twinkling tree foil die. And I think that's is that the Aurora or is that the ice ball? Disco ball. The hot foil there, which I don't think we have the disco ball at the moment, do we? I think we're out of that one now. It's so popular. Anything glitzy and sharp. Well, if truth be told, I think Joe's got most of it. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. There's your little nativity one, and there's that tree again. I think that's using the berry foil, if I'm right, which is the lovely red one. Gorgeous, isn't it? Now, please grab those quickly while you can. And listen, I never want to rush or panic anyone into anything. But 3/4 of the stock has gone. Right, let's do Radiating Dies now. Now, Radiating Dies, I'm going to show you the samples first of the Radiating Dies because I want to understand them. Yeah. So you get, as the name suggests, it does what it says on the tin. So you've got big radiating dies. So that one, let me just show you that one. That's this one here, which is called Be Happy, because you've got the Be Happy in the centre. Now, Craig, with one of these radiating dies, do I need to use all together, or can I exclude the Be Happy and just use the radiance? Because I can see in the middle, are they connected in the middle?
You can use them together, you can use them separate. So that outside die or that outside design that you can see.
So this one.
So that one there, that foils. Then that wee sentiment within the middle, that foils as well.
Yeah.
And then on this occasion, that hexagon die in the middle, that is a die. So that then die cuts out the sentiment. So have the sentiment direct in the middle of your design, not using the hexagon die.
Yeah.
Or die cut out the sentiment and then pop the sentiment on top. Die cut an aperture within the actual foiled element and make it into a shaker element. Maybe have your sentiment at the back or shaker elements into the middle. So you can mix and match. Or of course, using the technique we'll show you later, where you can actually foil a normal foiled die. Yeah. Then you can foil that hexagon as well. But we'll show you that later.
And you can emboss as well from them, even if you're not foiling.
Yes. All that you would just do is using your Gemini, your large Gemini, you would just use the plate configuration where you're going to be embossing, and then you're going to get a nice embossed design instead of foiling it.
Love it, love it, love it. So with this one, you get the Be Happy one that we were just looking at. You get the Shine Bright one. Shine bright like a diamond. And you get Just For You. And that creates this lovely sort of misty background. You look at that with the foiling going on there. It's absolutely beautiful. From Nicole has created this one for us. I think as well using that as either Aurora or the Disco Balls foiling there, which looks absolutely incredible. So you're getting all 3 of those Stampin' Cut dies. And how versatile are those? Half price, I say half price. £22.48, $29.92. Right, Craig, what are you going to show us next?
Right, we're going to move on to the foil press and the vintage lace. What I want to do is, I want to just quickly go over the matrix, so then we've done that and it's out the way, and then we can move on to all the more exciting parts. What I do want to say at first, I know we're going super quick, there is tons of inspirations and techniques and demos on our YouTube, whether it's Leanne, whether it's myself, Sarah, you know, you see Debbie Nut popping in as well, so do not be scared. There's so much help out there, because it is a lot to take in at first, but with the matrix, it gives you all your plate configuration. But what it also does is this top bit here, that is what I would say is your normal foil press stamp, so your silver ones, and then down here is a grid for your ones that were done at the start, where it die cuts. Now this just gives you just a small selection of the different things it could foil. 300 GSM cardstock, 350, pearlescent card, vellum, acetate, mirror card, could be mirror card, leather, fabrics, all these different things. So what we've got just here is it tells us small die, medium die, or large die. As you will see, as I said earlier on, when it comes to temperature on everything here is low. You do not need the medium or the high. And then what will happen is, for example, cardstock, so that one's 300 GSM. If you move along, so for a small foil press stamp, you need it on low, and then you just need 10 seconds. So that just goes on for 10 seconds. Then again, medium is low for, this is, I've had my glasses on all day, this is for 15 seconds. And then a large one for your big, large stamping plates, you would need 30 seconds. So that just gives you a guide. So you've got that to work away. However, what we'd always say, start off by following this. And then if you find that maybe you need to add a few seconds on, then you can do. If you then need to actually just reduce a few seconds, if you've got a bit of overfoiling, then you just reduce that timing again. And I actually just, Matt's just told me in my ear, if you go onto our YouTube, when it comes to the foil press, we've got 17,000 videos on YouTube about the foil press.
Craig.
And that's not including us that are on social media to give you a hand if you've got any questions. 17,000 videos on YouTube all about our foil press.
Craig, I don't think I'd live long enough to watch all 17,000 of those, would you?
No,
That's
I don't
amazing.
think so.
But it's good to know, isn't
Yes.
it? It means you can cherry pick your way through. You can pick your demonstrator. You can pick your style. It's like a rolling menu with 17,000 items on the menu. Craig, I've got a quick question that's come up a couple of times, and
Yes.
it's something I don't understand. So I think this is probably... I always think when it comes to questions like that, I think, well, if I don't know, there'll be other people that wonder as well. People that maybe newly have their foil press. And Angie's asking, there are grid lines on the foil press. She's saying, how do you prevent the grid lines from the foil press transferring into your project?
I would say then that's all about the pressure. So although it would say, you know, to get that nice foil, and obviously there has to be an element of pressure, obviously with the combination of heat and the Gemini, what I would just say is, depending on your configuration, maybe take out something. So if you are using 2 shims, for example, of cardstock, maybe take one of them out and just see if you're able to foil with a wee bit less pressure. If you are still having that issue, if you're following what's in the guide, you're still having that issue, then I will come back and we will look at that and see if there's a way around that one. But not had that issue before.
Okay, and another quick question while we're at it as well, because we'll maybe use this as a mini clinic as well at the same time. So you've got foil press questions, we'll get to them. Can you use your foil press metal shim in the Gemini Junior? So I think that's probably not with foil pressing. No. So this is thicker, isn't
your
it?
metal plate for your foil press.
Yeah.
And this is the one for your Gemini Junior. Slightly different size, and the one for your foil press is slightly thicker as well.
Yeah.
So this one is only for your foil press. Do not use this with your Gemini. However, you can use this one. You will need this one to use your stamps and foils that also die cut. But basically, to answer your question, no, do not use your foil press one within your Gemini.
Perfect, and that's why different plates for different machines go. Generally, when you buy the machine, the plates go for that particular machine. The only exception on the foil press is if you want to use it in the large Gemini, and then you'll have your extender plate for it. But it's a good question as well.
It is.
Sonia pointing out that on our main bundle of the foil press today, listen, if you just joined us, by the way, because you know it's still early doors, isn't it, in California? It's only 8:45 in the morning. So if you've just joined us, foil press is definitely on an offer and a half. Craig would be shutting every door in the building. $99.99 in the UK, $139.95 in the US. But everyone, if you're in the UK, £100 worth. If you're in the US, $100 worth of free foiling dies included. So you're paying the same price, the same regular price for the foil press, but £100 or $100 worth of goodies is coming your way. In fact, one single die, the chandelier die, just one of the free elements that is coming your way is $29.95 in the US retail. Why would you miss out on an opportunity like that? Definitely worth it. Listen, if you're a bargain squirrel, which I absolutely am, if there's a bargain out there to be had, listen, that's why my basket was being filled with Cartload goodies before we came to air. Where normally I try not to break that rule. Like if I'm going to buy something, I'll buy it after the show. But then, I've heard other people around here, you know, saying, oh, you know, I've just had a little sneaky order just before the show started. I made sure it was on things that there was plenty of stock for you guys to enjoy as well. Do you know, it won't be long before I have a foil press as well. I'm telling you now, it will not be long at all. And listen, those people asking about my project, oh, well, you wait and see, because there's lots coming. Right now, you know we've got a special Sarah, oh, don't do that again. Don't do that again. Oh, Sarah Signature Collection Vintage Lace Bundle just for Cartload this afternoon. Let me run you through quickly what's through it, and then we'll start doing some demos. In this, you've got 7 dies in this collection. You can see that they vary in size there as well. And I think we're going to do a demo with are you doing the Rococo, Craig?
I am indeed.
I think that's some kind of dance, by the way, so stand by. You've got embossing folders in there, you've got ribbon, and you've got rub-ons. What's a rub-on, Craig?
So a rub-on is where you already have your sentiments. We'll show you them just shortly. Already on, it's kind of like a grease-proof sheet. So instead of having to stamp or die cut any sentiments, they're there. And all you're going to do, you're going to take your lolly stick or popsicle stick, which you get included. You're just going to rub that over the top onto your cardstock, and that sentiment design image is going to transfer through. But we are going to be using that as well.
Very good. The whole big bundle, by the way, and there's lots to it. There's over 30 elements in that. £35, $45, 60% saving. That's the only number that bothers me. I think that's absolutely brilliant. Now, remember, your price won't be £35 in the UK, probably, or $45 in the US, probably, because Club Inspire does all the maths when you're logged into your account. So as you're looking at the prices, your price will be there, and it'll probably be lower than £35 or $45. So let's see what you can do with it then, Craig.
Right, so let's go for it. I'm so excited I could burst. We have got Sarah's Vintage Lace Collection. Now, straight away, Rococo dies that you're thinking, Rococo frames, even I can't say it, I'm that excited. But I'm not going to die cut with it. So here we go. This is showing you this is just one set of the frames. So you've got multiple different frames. You've got the frames, you've got the insides, you've got the MIDI, you've got the smaller frames, you've got the panels, you've got all of these ones. So here we go. Foil press, large frame, and I've got my foils ready to go. Always make sure that you have everything ready to go, and then you have your foils kind of to size as well. That'll stop overfoiling. So what I'm going to do is we're going to pop this one over the top. This is a normal paper die. So this is from Sarah's Signature Collection. 18 seconds. We're going to press start. So that's going to do the countdown. Quickly about the foil press. If you switch it on, it will just take a couple of minutes to heat up. If your phone goes, the postie comes to the door, delivering more Crafters Companion products. If, you know, I don't know, you're online or something and you forget about it, it will shut off after round about the 20-minute mark. So you don't need to worry about that. So we're ready to go. So I'm just using some of our paper craft foil. We're using rose gold, stock up on that one because it works beautifully with our rose gold collection from Sarah. Then all that I'm doing is I've popped some red cardstock. This is just red smooth cardstock. It could be texture, it could be matte, mirror, it could be any of these different ones. I just want to make sure I've kind of got it because I've kind of cut it to size. So we're just then going to pop on our plate over the top. So it's exactly the same configuration as you would be using your foil press stamps. The only difference is instead of the foil press stamp, it's a die cut and die. Make sure the die is facing up. If it's facing down, you're going to cut into your mat. So make sure it's always facing up. So let's take this one off. And then we're going to take that now straight away. Look at that from up above. Look at that. And then if I then peel, look at that. Look at that.
That's amazing.
Is a Sarah signature vintage lace Rococo frame for paper craft, and we foiled it. So let's do the next one. So taking that one off, that was at 18 seconds. Pop that back in, we're ready to go. So for next size down, I know that I need to take it down a few seconds because obviously it's smaller. So let's take this one. So for this one, let's come down to 15 seconds, green, ready to go. Pop that one on, let's press start and putting the plate on as well. So it's of course our dies, as long as it's wafer thin, so it could be our dies, tonics dies, tattered laces dies, hunky dories dies, spellbinders dies. As long as it's the wafer thin paper crafting dies, it will do the foiling of the outside. So that has now beeped to say we're ready to go. So another bit of foil, and then another bit of cardstock. So I'm just making sure that we've got that in the right place. There is your grids all the way around in inches, so you can centre it up because you've got a centre line within the middle. Slide out, and then we're going to run that one through. So if you have got these frames, if you've got the alphabets, if you've got any of the decorative edges frames, if you have got any of our dies or any wafer thin dies that fits on this platform, now could you imagine doing the shadow alphabets with the foiling? Incredible. Did you get any of the new dies that Sarah had on HSN that are coming to the UK shortly? You could be foiling with them. Now look at that one, another one. Look at that, that's the middle frame. Don't forget, still use this, the waist technique, and you'll be able to die cut. And then let's do the next one. So let's bring in the even smaller one. So I still need to come down a couple of seconds. So we're going to bring in the smaller one, and then we're going to assemble this one. So for that one there, I'm going to come right down to 10 seconds. We're on green, which says we're ready to go. Let's just pop this one on and press start. So once again, that's transferring the heat from the base all the way through to the die, but the heat is only sitting on those raised die cut areas. So there's not enough pressure for it to die cut, it's just doing the foiling, which we want. So beep, ready to go. Another bit of foiling. Now this is where I would say this is a bit bigger than I would need. It's still going to work. However, what would sometimes happen is you would get over foiling. So this is where we'd say always try and, I'll press start and I don't need to, just cut your foil to the right size. So we're then going to run that one through, just holding it, just feeding it up to the Gemini. As soon as it starts to take grip, I just let go. So as this one comes out, let's then take that one out, remove that one, and then we're going to peel this away for the next one.
I love the way this is like Willy Wonka's golden ticket reveal. I love it. It's brilliant, isn't it?
Now, yes, this is smooth ruby red cardstock, but again, Centura Pearl, smooth card, matte card, you know, mirror card, any of these different adorable scorables you could foil onto. So we've taken these ones just here. So that's the ones that I've done. So previously, I've done exactly the same, but I used a gold one, nothing different. And I've just trimmed it with guillotine. So we've got that one layer. So that's the one that we've done in rose gold, and that's it in gold. So we're going to use that. Then once again, what I've done with that middle one that we've done, I have even used this outside die. So this one, you could even still foil if you wanted to, but I've just die cut that one out that you can see just there. So that one is we have just come along, I'm saying we, the royal we, I've just come along and die cut it. So that's what we've just done, and that's what I've just die cut after, again with the gold. I just want you to see that I've not done anything different, I've just cut them to size. That's the one that we've just done with rose gold, exactly the same with gold, and I've just trimmed it with my guillotine. So what we're then just going to do, let's move that one out the way because I really, really, really want to assemble this card together. So let's bring in card blank A5, just a bit of matting and layering, just some ivory or cream with a gold border. So then what we can do is let's bring in our first layer. Now you can use your tape runner. I have pre-prepped, of course, and got my double-sided tape. But what I'm going to do is just taking the edges. So we're just going to pop that one over the top. Now straight away, just like that with the sentiment, how elegant would that look? Doesn't have to be A5, it could be 5x7. Then using that die that I showed you, where we die cut this one, what I've also done with that one is just die cut a gold border, so you can see just there. So let's mat this on. But what I want to do, because you might think, if you're savvy enough, you'll think, but Craig, that's exactly the same size, you won't see it. So I'm just going to do a bit of a shadow effect. So I'm just pulling it down to the right hand side, and then I'm going to press, so we get that gold outline towards that top. It could be at this side if you wanted, entirely up to you. Foam pads, let's just take all of these ones off, adding a bit of height. Use your glue gel if you want, we've got that on the show as well. Let's pop that one over the top. Now, these could be die cut elements, you could be die cutting them, because that's exactly what they are. However, why not foil them like I'm doing? Then again, with that last layer that we've done, this is the one that I've done and we've just trimmed, bit of matting and layering all the way round. So let's take these ones, and then we're going to bring in some additional components also from the vintage lace. So let's just, I'm going to take that one off because I've already got foam pads on the back. You know, I always advise pop the foam pads on after, but there we go, we've made it. So taking the backs off, and we're just going to pop that one within the middle, just there. Could be one dimensional if you want to have it all flat, that's entirely up to you. Right, the rub-ons. Let's bring in the rub-on. So again, this could be mirror card, matte card, any of those different ones. But what I'm going to do is, here's my set. So what you're going to do is you get 4 sheets in these ones, and you get a mixture of sentiments as well as butterflies and flourishes. And they've got a protective backing on the back. So all that you're just going to do is cut out, leave the backing on, don't take it off, and then trim out. Doesn't have to be neat. I've just done mine just like that, very, very roughly, but it lets you see there. So then what we're going to do is I'm going to pop that, taking the backing off, we don't need that, onto my cardstock. So we're going to press that just into place. Then what we're going to do as well, within the actual pack, you get what we call a lolly stick. You guys in the States call it a popsicle stick. So we are literally just going to just rub. We are just rubbing that over the top, and then what happens is that sentiment and that design just rubs on and transfers onto your cardstock. There's no outline, there's no blourishes, there's nothing at all. You've just got that crisp, clean, as if you've stamped it. So then what I would say is taking your pokey tool and just slowly start to just peel that away, just so you can make sure you've got it all. It looks as though I've got it all. Say that I didn't, just peel it back or put it back, rub again till you've got that area that's nice and burnished, and then we are just going to peel them back. We could see, so we've now got that sentiment, which you would think, if you didn't know it was a rub-on, that could have been stamped into place. So then what I've just done, using the same frames, which is the Rococo frames, you've got that center die. So I've just die cut that one out onto another one that I've done earlier. This one says "With Love." And then exactly the same as before, what I've done is just a bit of gold card. This is from our luxury card, if you have it in your stash, or check out the website. And then what I'm just going to do is we're going to layer this one up. And then I've got a few other things just ready to pop into place. So let's pop them ones on, so peel that one.
Oh,
and then that one.
Quickly while you're doing that, how about a compliment, Craig? Everyone loves a compliment, don't they?
Who doesn't love a compliment?
Everyone. Well, I got one here for you. Sultry Sue on Facebook says, Craig has to be my go-to for anything foiling or hunky-dory. He has such a love and enthusiasm for them both.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. It's really nice to hear. I think, you know, we are lucky, and it's not a cliche thing to say, you know, we have the best job in the world, and I'm not exaggerating, best job in the world, getting to play with our product. And then we get to bring in things like hunky-dory and that as well. Who wouldn't love it? You know, honestly, I'm having the time of my life since I've joined Crafter's Companion. just what, a year and a half ago, and it's a year and a half ago, I know, and you know what, I don't want it to stop. If I have my way, it's not going to stop, it's going to keep going forever. So I appreciate those comments, thank you. But I'm only here because of all the support you guys give me here as well as online, so thank you so much. So what I've just done is I've just layered that onto that die cut gold bit of card, just creating a shadow all the way around. And because we've used all the same frames, see how they all complement and coordinate. Now again, imagine just leaving it at that. We're going to finish it off. I'm not finished just yet, but I just want to let you see what it looks like leaving it at that. Look at that, isn't that elegant? And that's with the gold foil.
I don't know, Craig. I think it's 5 layers too short.
Do you think so? Do you think so?
I love the way that Craig layers as well. Craig's
just
famous
love it.
for his layers, and they are incredible. Do you know what? That card is fit to send to Buckingham Palace, don't you think?
Now there's an idea.
Don't you think?
There's a really good idea.
I think that would be amazing. I think she would love that.
What I'm going to do is let's move these ones to the side. So I'm not going to die cut these parts because very straightforward. We have got also within that bundle, we have got have I got it on my one? We have got on the vintage vines, we've got this one. So we've got all these ones. So that comes in the big collection. So these two, I've just die cut just in gold mirror card. So we've got them ready to go. So they're ready to go just there. And then what I've also used is these flowers. So these are the vintage rose. Now these ones, when this came out, this was intended to use as flower forming foam. So you've got that wee delicate centre. However, let's have a look. I am going to show you how I've done these, but look at these ones. Again, this is just ivory cardstock I have in my stash. It could be texture card, smooth card, mirror card, matte card, it could be glitter card, but we've just done a bit of shaping. So once again, I have die cut the large one, the medium, and well, kind of the small before you get to even the small. So I've die cut those 3, which give me these ones here. So there we've got a simple die cut, and so I'm not going to obviously run them through. Then what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to bring in the sponge mat that came with the flower forming tools.
Are you gonna form them, aren't you?
So I'm just going to form one of them just to let you see how I tend to do my ones.
Can I set you a little challenge of a question while you're forming your flower with your flower forming foam?
Yes.
Because I've got a question that's not directly related to what we're doing right now, but is relevant to the foil press, and it's quite interesting actually. And it was, sorry, because the messages move so quickly. The question was, hang on, it'll come.
While you're looking for it then.
Yeah, go on.
All that'll just say, I'll explain what I'm doing and then I can finish the rest and you can find it.
Yes.
So I've just turned each flower over so it's on its front side. Then all that I'm just doing, now I'm being delicate because obviously you've got that really small centre part, but just circular motions. All that I'm just doing with the smallest end of the ball tool onto the foam mat. Now, be honest with you, if you don't have a sponge mat and you don't have our flower forming ball tools, but you do have a ball tool, if you've got like a mouse mat or something with a bit of foam, that will work. Then again, all that I'm doing, just being delicate, I'm just going to press into the middle, and then that starts to give me the shape in the flower, and that's all that I'm going to do for the other 2 as well.
Ah, brilliant. I found the question now. I was just looking, what a handsome little box. Look, I'm like a calendar page. I feel like it could be flipped over at any moment now. Liking this. Is this a tag? Oh, am I tied to the screen? It's like a calendar window, you know, that shows you which day of the month it is. I'm like, Mr. What's today's date? 13th. Oh, it's not Friday, is it? Oh,
no,
that's all right.
No,
oh, thank heavens for that. Well. Thank heavens for that. Anyway, I found the question, Craig. This is a really interesting one, and I want to know this as well. Can you foil onto glitter card?
You can indeed. So what you will find, hopefully, what is the time? Gosh, can't believe that's the time. We will foil something onto glitter card before the end of the show. Because what I would say is the matrix gives you a guide if you need to use a shim, like I done earlier on. Glitter card, it doesn't tell you to use a shim, but I do, just to bulk it out. Because you've got all those layers with that texture of the glitter, I use a shim. But yes, you can do foil onto glitter.
Does it make any difference whether you're using, I know our glitter cards, the glitter is encapsulated in the card. If you were using another glitter card where it was, you could rub over it and some would come off, same thing, same deal?
Well, of course, if you use a shadless glitter card like the ones that we do, then obviously if you were to rub it, none of it's going to come off. If you foil onto a glitter card that does shed, then of course that foil is sitting on the glitter, so therefore if you were to actually rub it and it sheds, then of course all that foil is going to come off. So if you can, use a shadless glitter card, and then it just means it'll stay in place.
Lovely.
So there, I'm just going to stick this last bit on. So all that I've just done is just used some of our wet glue. You can use our Collal glue gel if you wanted to, but I'm just going to use our wet glue. That's our tacky glue, so I'm just using that so we can start to shape it. Then I just took a few of the gems we had on our past Hunky Dory show and popped them in place. So that's the two of them. So then let's just finish this one off. Let's bring in, so anything with flowers or floral, I do use my glue gel. You can use your hot glue gun if you want, but I do use my glue gel for anything when it comes to flowers.
That's because you already have, what is it, there's 3 layers of foam pads in it already. He couldn't cram any more in if he tried.
It gives me a nice bit of manoeuvrability when it comes to the flowers. But you know what, you could use foam pads if you want. So what I'm doing is I'm making sure, so these two are the same, so I want one of each in each corner. So let's just pop a bit of glue gel at the bottom, and I don't put glue gel all the way around because I like that free flowing action. So again, let's just pop a bit just there, and then we're going to tuck that underneath there and there. We've got a wee bit taking that off, and again within the two corners, top left and bottom right, I've added a few other gems also from the Hunky Dory range. So
and the 3D glue, Craig, to set solid and be safe to put in the envelope without anything moving, how long do you think time-wise?
So I would to at least kind of, not set fully, but to be able to manoeuvre the card and move it about, you know, a good hour or two, but then for it to be dried solid for you to pop in an envelope and post, I would at least give it overnight anyway.
Brilliant.
But then there we go. So we've used the vintage lace, but what we've done is used the Rococo frames, and straight away you can see that, look at that background. So all that detail would, I have to thank you so much, Matt. I appreciate that. Matt in my ear has just said that is my favourite card ever. Thank you very much, Matt. That's very kind.
It is a grand card, I have to say, and I maintain that would be absolutely suitable to be sending to, I don't know what the postcode is, but I think if we wanted to send it to HRH, whoever you like, at Buckingham Palace, I think it would be very, very nicely received.
Do you know what?
Yeah, go on.
Do you know what? Tell you what. Go across onto my Facebook page and I will give this one away. I'll give this one away on my Facebook page. I'll put a few details later on tonight. We'll close it maybe Saturday or Sunday, but I'll put some details up later on as to how you can win this one. We'll give this one away. I'll personally give it away.
Craig, you've got a Facebook page, you say. Where would we find that? What's it called?
So easy enough. Both Facebook and Instagram is Craig Laird CC. But while you're across, we are all on Facebook. You know, Derek, Joe, all of us on the team. So go across. Usually, most of us, it's our name and then CC at the end. But you will find us. But Craig Laird CC, that'll take you straight to me on Facebook as well as Instagram.
Fabulous. More demos from Craig, more foiling, no doubt, more foam pads, maybe even more flower forming foam, who knows, to come before, gosh, we need to get on. We've got lots to do. It's flying today. Let me just review some of the things that are in this brilliant Sarah Vintage Lace Cartload collection bundle here. £35, $45. Here are your rub-ons. So you get, there's 2 different designs, which are actually on different colours as well, which is really, really lovely. So you've got, oh, I love these flourishes. I think they're beautiful with the butterflies on there, on that lovely sort of tealy, soft mint background. And then you've these others as well, which are really, really beautiful. That's just part of the collection, and that's just the rub-ons. Wait until you've seen the dies, for heaven's sake. They are ridiculous. In fact, I'll have to turn that one this way because there's so many of them. This is the Baroque Frames and what they can offer you as well. Aren't they beautiful? I mean, of course, whenever we see a Sarah signature collection, you know that beautiful is the byword. And look at all these other elements you're getting. So these are your botanicals. So that's your lovely fern fronds and forest bits and pieces. And then you've got the Chantilly lace border. How gorgeous and glorious and Parisienne is that? And then you've got another set of frame dies in there as well. That's your Rococo frames. They're the ones that that Craig was foiling just a wee while ago. And then you have your vintage vines. Now there's other bits and pieces in that bundle as well. There's an embossing folder, vintage lace embossing folder. There's some satin ribbon. You've got the rub-ons. Hello. You've got the rub-ons in there as, oh, we've got a full, oh, here's the full shebang, everyone. Now, this is ridiculous because, again, sorry, I'm shuffling so many things around the deck here. That is everything you're getting in your bundle. The saving on this is 60%, 60% saving on a Sarah signature collection. Just for this Cartload show. So grab that quickly while you can. I know there's a lot to take in, and then Cartload is Cartload takes you from here to there to there to there. It's one of those shows where it can be a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and we have a little snapshot demo of this and that, and it's all about the collections that have been put together for this show. Our savings, which are good for this show as well. Lots of you shopped the show before we actually started, by the way, and everything is very, very popular. An amazing talent, a lady called Molly Harrison, who's a fabulous illustrator of the ethereal, the fantasy, the natural. I mean, beautiful. We have a license to transfer him images onto amazing stamps, and I want you to see. Actually, we recorded these a little bit up closer. So to speak, a little bit earlier on this afternoon, and I want you to enjoy the images that you've got here, because we've got an exceptional bundle going on here, let me tell you. So 6 big stamp sets as well, so you have a main feature image in each one of the stamp sets, and then you've got sentiments in there as well. They've got wonderful names as well. Sultry Sue. Sultry Sue is in wonderful florals with sentiments like, she believed she could, so she did. Sweet and strong. May your day bloom with happiness. Happiness, love and joy. Just because. You got Martyr's Garden, which has got things like live life like it's spring every day. Let your soul sparkle and your heart flutter like the wings of a fairy. And things like that. It's absolutely beautiful. It really is. It's super, super ethereal and atmospheric. It's really, really good. And for your £30 or $44, I think this will be one of the most treasured sets for you to enjoy as well. Let me shimmy that over a little bit so you can see everything. So you can see you've got in each of the stamp sets, you've got this main focal image with the character in it. They're so beautifully and gently drawn as well, with lots and lots of details. These will be a real joy to colour in as well. You've got other floral elements that come into the stamp sets, as well as these really sort of thought-provoking sentiments as well. They're really, really beautiful. Let me take you through the set, just so you can see the imagery, because I think they're really, really beautiful. And again, you can see on that one, you've got "You are enough, just to say, get well soon." And there are some other really thought-provoking sentiments on those. I'll whiz you through the other ones that we've got here as well. That's a really nice one, isn't it? Again, very bright, very inspiring, very powerful images with lots and lots of detail. So I think when it comes to colouring, as well, I think this is going to give you an awful lot of confidence, because they are quite broad images. You can colour them in lots and lots of different ways as well. This is beautiful. This is that lovely sort of fairy tale wishes vibe going on about it. A Summer Day, that one is called. And you're getting all 6 of these, by the way, in that £30, $44 collection, which is really good, which is half price. It is glorious. Now then, are you wrecking the joint over there, Craig? Is everything all right?
I'm not taking the blame for that one. That was not me.
Was that outside?
It was outside.
Was it?
Right, so just steering away slightly from the foil press. However, nothing's stopping you from incorporating your Rococo frames or any of your other frames, even your background of your foil press, and using that as a background for these gorgeous stamps. So let's go straight in, because obviously Derek was just going over them all. So let's go on to, let's use a summer day. Now what we're just going to do is we're going to stamp them, we're going to do a wee bit of colouring. If you've seen this morning with Masterclass with myself and Derek, we are going to be using the classic pens, and we're also going to use that stamping platform just to show you how easy that is. So both of them were on Masterclass this morning, so check out that show if you missed it, or again just have a look on the website as Derek
now I wonder
says.
if that cheeky little deal on the classiques is still, will that still be live, producer John? Is it? Because it was 66 classiques, wasn't it, in wonderful sets of 6 that are all curated together in colour groups, a really nice broad sweep of colours, and the storage for them as well.
Absolutely.
I'd go and have a little look. I'd go and have a little shop for show at this morning's show.
Well, I'm just cutting that down. Now you can pop, if you're using your stamping platform, you can use A4 or letter size. I'm just cutting it down just for a slight bit of ease. Now, for me personally, this is when the stamping platform is perfect, because 9 times out of 10, I will, when pressing, I will miss a wee bit, and you're missing some ink. So I always like to use my stamping platform and my press, so that if I need to press a second time, then you can do. So I'm just taking that away, and I actually expected there to be a wee bit of ink left, but we're fine, we're good. Colouring with the classiques, so classiques, you know, tri-blend pens, any of your marker pens, it's your alcohol proof. Noir black, alcohol proof, it's got the picture of your marker pen, and that means that you can use your marker pens. Doesn't just have to be ours. If you don't have ours, then why not? But of course, we do have great deals and bundles on our website, hence having classiques on Masterclass. So we're just going to stamp that over. You can use your watercolours, you know, like your aqua pens, sparkle pens, anything like that. You would just need your waterproof ink pad. So we're just going to pop this in. We're going to stamp that into place. Now I'm going to do something that I've done on Masterclass, if you didn't see it. So I'm just lightly pressing. I'm deliberately hoping that I miss a wee bit. Now look at that. I have missed along the bottom there, at the side, the butterfly at the top. So if you were just freehand stamping this, then you know it would be very hard, if not to say impossible, to stamp that back in exactly the right place. So now using the stamping platform and the press, with the magnets holding the card into place, it means that you know you can go back over the top. You're going to then stamp in the exact same place and know that you can finish off all of that detail. So stamping that one, and then as I then start to lift this one off, pull that away. Now look at that one just there. Beautiful. We've got all of that detail just coming all the way through. We have got all of the toadstool in that as well. So then what I'm just going to do is, if we move that one out of the way, I'm then just going to move and have a look at my classic pens that I have brought in to the side of me. So let's go for, let's just go for maybe like a red toad. Actually, I was going to do the actual toadstool, but let's do the fairy's wings. So let's do, let's go for a bit of purple, seeing as we're corporate colours.
So go-to
lavender,
colour.
Orchid and amethyst. So what I'm just going to do is bring in this one in just there. So just a bit of cardstock underneath. So what I'm just going to do is, if you're not familiar with the classic pens, what it is you've got, say, your let's say one colour family, for instance, in these ones. So your lilacs, I'm going to keep it really simple because there's a lot of detail about the classics across on YouTube with Leanne and Sarah, whether it's Masterclass, Colour Me Happy, any of the shows like that, so check them out. But what I'm wanting to do is, if I explain this in tri-blend pen, so tri-blend pen, what it would be, this would be one pen, one tri-blend pen. You have the dark at one end, you have the light at the other, and then you have the mid within the middle. So this is exactly what it's like. However, what you can then do is find out that you have then got the 3 colours, but in 3 pens. That's kind of like only the difference. But when it comes to your classic markers, you know, there is a continuation of colours and families that Leanne goes over in a lot more detail on our YouTube. So what I'm just going to do is bringing in just with the lightest tone, and I'm just going to start at this area. We're kind of like putting a base colour down. We're kind of like priming it. So I've got the lightest tone and I'm using the bullet nib, got the bullet, and we've also got a chisel for a larger area. So I'm just going to just circular motions. Now I'm keeping this colouring really quite straightforward and simple. Check out our design team of Spectrum Noir. We've got Sarah, who does incredible colouring. You know, we've got Nicole. Nicole, you might be familiar with a lot of her work, but we've got an absolute incredible team of colourists. So do go out onto Facebook and check out even the Facebook Spectrum Noir Facebook group. There's lots of good inspiration and tuition and ideas there.
So talented, aren't they? I mean, really, really awe-inspiring.
Absolutely.
Especially if you don't consider yourself to be at all artistic, and I fall into that category as well. Having the right product and having just a little bit of technique training, which is all over our Facebook and YouTube and the videos and everything else, and actually putting that down onto the paper and seeing the results by using the right pens and the right paper, you get the right results. And when you look at it and when you see it for yourself, it's funny because when you watch an expert like Craig doing it, you kind of think, yeah, but he's been doing it for years. He knows how to do it inside out, backwards, forwards. He could close his eye. I could blindfold him and he could do it. But it's not until you do it yourself, following what Craig or Leanne or any of our wonderful, wonderful team here do, that you kind of, when you see it coming there in front of your eyes, that's when you have that wow factor moment. And it's a really special moment as well. Can I just put out a little appeal? I know Angie Nelson on YouTube has just said, I've just coloured one of these Molly Harrison stamps last night. Can I be nosy, Angie? Can you send me a picture, please? And anyone else that's got this stamp or any of these Molly Harrison stamps and you've coloured them, please do by all means. There's definitely time to get your pictures on screen as well. I'd love to see them. studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk. In fact, we've got a couple of your pictures that have been coming through through the show as well, which we'll show when we get to the end of this little demonstration. And again, so soft and gentle on what can be a very strong colour, Craig Purple. It can be overbearing. But shading it has really softened it, hasn't it?
It really, really has. Now, I'm going to do that again on the other wing, just so that I can step you through what I've done for anyone that is new to it. So while I'm going to do that, I'm actually going to just explain just a wee bit, just as something that Derek just said about colouring. So what I'll do is I'll just explain this to start with. All that I'm just doing is kind of putting down a base sort of colour for your ink to sit on. So this is why I'm starting with the lightest tone. So all that I'm just going to do is I'm just going to colour from, just inside our body, and I'm going to come maybe about 2/3 of the way out. So you'll see what I mean as I'm going along. So again, circular motions, and I'm just coming in from our body, because inside there is where I want it to be the darkest. Now this is what I mean by I'm keeping it really quite simple. Go to Spectrum Noir Facebook page, check out everything that they're doing, because they go into a lot of detail with all your lines, all your shading, your blending. They step you through what you can do with all these different techniques. But what I just wanted to say, carrying on with something you just said there a moment ago, Derek. Now, I've openly always admitted that colouring hasn't always been what I would say my main area of expertise. It's not something that I've done a lot, but again, as many as you know, due to ill health, I was in 12-week isolation when here in the UK we were advised to be, and this is where I focused on a lot of colouring and classique colouring, and I shared lots of it on both Facebook as well as Instagram, and just showed how I started off with the tri-blend pens, and then I just moved on to the classic pens, done some stamping, colouring in, shading, following what Leanne had been doing on social media, as well as what a lot of the girls and guys had been doing on the design team Facebook page. So it's just following. The steps are really, really simple. You just need to follow along with what they have been doing. So what I've just done there is that base layer I put of the light, then just into the bottom, just maybe about 1/3 of the way in, I've gone in with the darker shade. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with the mid shade, and I'm not going right over this dark area, just where the lines meet. Again, circular motions, I'm just circular motions, and we're just blending that in. We've got our cardstock underneath, as that kind of what I like to think is protecting. And what I mean by that is the cardstock will bleed. It will bleed, it's kind of designed to do that. and what will happen is the card underneath, it kind of catches your ink and bounces it back into your cardstock that you're colouring. That's the way I like to think of it and explain it. So then lastly, we're now going to come back to the light tone, just into that pit just there. We're just then going to bring in our lightest tone, and we're just, again, circular motions, just where that mid-tone meets your card, and we're just going to blend that one in, finishing off, so we can see just there. So we are just going to blend that one in, finishing that off just there. And then with the alcohol markers, what you need to do is just give it a moment or two, just to let all that alcohol evaporate, and you'll start to see, even from that first one, so even at that angle there, see how we've got that dark starting to go all the way up to the light, and that'll start to happen with that one just there as well. So you can see all of that. All you would then start to do is just colour in each of the design. Now, if you don't want to do the blending, if you just want to just colour the wings just in one colour, you absolutely can do it. If you want to be more advanced and bring in some of the other purples or lilacs within that family, following on from Leanne's tuition or Sarah's on our YouTube, then you can do it as well. It's colour in, relax, chill out, and just have some fun.
Do you know, I was really relaxed then, Craig. You had me in a bit of a colouring coma there as well. And honestly, it's so relaxing. And actually hearing you talk about taking the time, and it's something that I've done recently as well, is start to take the time. Because I'll be honest, during actual lockdown, I was useless. A complete crafter's companion came into my life just at the right moment. I wasted the whole of lockdown being very unproductive, being very down in the dumps, being very kind of like, oh, blimey, when's this all going to be over? And actually, I've started to emerge, and I've started to appreciate things that I'm sure lots of people have as well, started to appreciate the things that they've taken ridiculously for granted. And for me, one of those things was taking time. Taking time to focus on something. I was always forever, I'm too busy. I haven't got time for that. No, I've got this, got that to do. And I was only busy up here. I wasn't actually busy. I was just busy in my head. So actually, it's really good to take that time. And, you know, take or leave this is just my opinion. But it's really nice to take some time and dedicate it to it. And I'm starting to do that. So I know a lot of people have said to me, well, you've got a Gemini, Derek. Like, why are we not seeing all of your work? I'm getting there. I'm getting to that focus. My focus at the moment is getting back in to the gardening and everything else. And I'm getting all my materials together. I've been ordering today to get ready for that moment where I say, right, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready here now to move into this and to get started with this, and really take the time, not just run things through at a million miles an hour and go, there you go, ta-da! I won't be happy with that, you won't be happy with that, and I won't get any value out of that. And I think actually, if you already have your Gemini, having the foil press is like opening another door, isn't it? It's like opening another avenue. It's about reawakening your creativity as well. And it's very, very easy to use as well, because you've got acres and acres and acres. Well, Matt, our director, was saying, I couldn't believe when he said it earlier, there are 17,000 video resources just from Crafter's Companion on that machine right now. You couldn't live, most people wouldn't live long enough to be able to actually consume all of those. So what you need to do is take it in bite-sized chunks and then have a go. I always say with these things, what's the worst that can happen? What's the worst that can happen? Do you know what I mean? Now, today's deal on your foil press is just ridiculous, because for what you spend, the same value is coming back to you in free stuff. Now, listen, the foil press already comes with free stuff anyway. It comes with pretty much everything. It comes with an accessory pack, comes with the plates that are specific to the foil press. It comes with the magnetic tweezers. It comes with a roll of foil already. It comes with a frame die and a couple of other element dies as well. But today, the deal is, I mean, loads of you have taken advantage of it today. Do you know what? Hats, if I had a hat, I'd take it off. I really would. I would take it off to you right now, because amazing, and celebrate that. But you've got £100 or $100 worth of free dies coming your way. One of these dies, the chandelier die, in the free stuff that you're getting with your foil press today, that retails in the US at $29.95. It's coming free with your foil press today, which is incredible. Now, can I run you through just a couple of other bits and pieces that we're in danger? Danger. I've got a limited stock to tell you about straight away. We've got your foil stamp and die set. This is your Christmas one, isn't it? Which is brilliant. So you've got the 4 piece there. So you've got the Christmas tree. You've got the manger there, haven't you? And you've got the 2 border dies as well, which are really, really nice. Snowflake cluster and Starry Night as well. Is that the one I got, Johnny? Oh yeah, I've got the Creator Card one, haven't I? I keep thinking it's that one that I've got, because I would feel bad if that sold out and I had one. Do you know what I mean? I'd want to put it back into stock so that you could get it. £20 or $27. Just checking. Right now, you know that here at Crafter's Companion, there are many brands that come under the Crafter's Companion umbrella, one of which is the most incredible Totally Tiffany storage. Now, I want you to go and shop the show and have a look at what is available. There's your dynamic storage, which is really, really clever. And it does what it says on the tin. It is for storing your dies, because once you start building up a big selection, you will want to index them by here are my foil dies, here are my paper dies, here are my Christmas dies, here are my Sarah signature dies. You know, you want to organize them in the way you want to see them. 10% discount on your Totally Tiffany storage there, £10.79, $13.49. We also have Karen. Step forward, Karen, please. Here she is. Now, the great thing about Karen is you can store pretty much what you want to in there. It could be your pens, it could be your inks, it could be your dies, it could be so many different bits and pieces, and you can see everything that's going on there. So it keeps it nice and tidy. You can see what's in it. You can get to everything. In fact, you know what? You could use that in everyday life for many, many different other things as well, couldn't you? £7.19, $8.54. Now, we have the Ditto Tool Tote in black. There's another tongue twister from Totally Tiffany. This is really, really good. Again, it's one of those which is a bit of a go-to, really, actually. It's one where you can store lots of things. You can store projects. You can store sketchbooks. You can have your I reckon your small guillotine will probably go into there, but other tools and bits and pieces that you take around with you to classes or just from room to room in the house. You can get all your bits and pieces together. And again, lots of pockets and lots of storage for you to use there. $23.39 off $31.49 there. And we've got some flipping storage. And I'm not being flippant. It's what it's called. It is. Try saying that quickly 10 times, Craig. Oh, no, let's not. This is your 3-inch, does that say? 3-star, 3-inch. It looks a bit bigger than 3 inches, doesn't it? Anyway, we'll ignore the 3 whatever. Flipping storage binder. A binder for storage. Again, it could be for finished pieces of work. It could be for UFOs, those unfinished projects. It could be for your... What's that phrase, Craig, that you use when you've cut bits and pieces out and you put them to one side in a special place that you'll use them later? What's it called?
Cuts, the bit box.
Bit box, that's it. This could be your bit box, couldn't it? As well, one of those. Flipping storage. What a great name for it. $17.99 or $22.49. Back to the main attraction though, and so many people are going for it. So many people are going for their foil press today as well. If you are a newbie, you only have to look at the comments, by the way, whether you're watching us on YouTube or Facebook. Facebook on our Crafters TV Facebook page. On YouTube as well, if you can see the comments, you might be watching us on the big telly without comments, but if you're watching online with the comments, just have a look at other people's recommendations for the foil press. Don't take my word for it. Don't take Craig's word for it. He loves it, but that doesn't mean that you will love it. Speak to our customers who have their foil press already. And remember, and again, it is always a revelation every time we tell you, yes, there are dies especially for foiling, but essentially any of the dies you have right now can become a foil die. It is as simple as that, and that makes it so versatile. So, tape. Yes, sorry, tape. Oh, tape pens, i.e. gold dust in the Purple Kingdom, let me tell you, and there will be again. We've got the Dotty tape pens, a 6-pack of those, £24.95, $39.75. Do stock up on those, please, as quickly as you possibly can, because they're such a valuable resource. And we also have the extra strong one. I was watching, when these came back in stock on Tuesday, I think it was, wasn't it? I remember I was watching whichever show it was on Tuesday late, I think it was, where Leanne was talking about how she developed these and how she went through kind of, I don't know, 15 or 20 or 25 different types of glue she tested before she settled on the one within these tape pens. And she did an amazing demonstration with a very simple piece of copy paper where she literally glued it together, just warmed it, rubbed it a couple of times just to, you know, activate the adhesive. And when you try and pull it apart, rips the paper because it is that strong. And that's what you need, because the worst thing in the world is to, if you've made a card for somebody's birthday and it arrives, it's all beautiful, it's fine, and then you pop round for a coffee a week later and your top layers are starting to, you know, it's on the fireplace, it's a bit warm in the house, it's summer at the moment, and there's a bit of a layer that's starting to come away. It's not a good look, Craig, is it at all?
It's not. But what about not just using it for your mats and layers? What about your glitter? What about your gilding flakes? Strong enough that if you want to do long lines of adhesive, maybe you want to do your own mats and layers, round the corners of your cardstock, rub your glitters on in place, rub your gilding flakes, maybe even the Dotty one, and then that way you're going to get a Dotty effect of your tape runner or your gilding flakes as well. So don't just think of them as being for your adhesive to stick things together.
Oh, Craig,
look what else you've got.
Sorry. I'm not going to be thanked for this. Have you got a little bit of black card to do that with some Dotty, with one of the Dotty heads?
Shoulder.
Sorry, Craig. I'm putting
Shoulder.
Craig on the spot. I really want to see it, don't you?
Right, you
with the
know, let's
Dotty
have a
tape
look.
pen.
So
I want to
let's
see
do
what that.
Black card. There we go.
Sorry, Craig.
And stay tuned because we've got another good demo just
Yes,
after.
we have.
Right,
And I'll shut
let's
up for that,
go
I promise.
For Dotty. So there's the Dotty.
Yeah.
And then even let's just do a straight one.
Oh,
so there's
see,
straight. So
you deliver too much in spade loads, you.
let's do
Buy one,
Gilding
get one
Flakes.
free in
Now,
favours.
This is Gilding Flakes, no tub, no nothing, windows open, we're breathing, but we are just going to just rub our fingers in there. So that is the glitter. So you could, of course, you would then just pour it on and be a bit more precise.
So that's
But
Dotty up there, isn't it?
So that's the Dotty.
Yeah.
And it is subtle, so hopefully we can maybe see, but you
Oh!
look at that. Look at that. So you've
Love
got
it.
Dotty. Now,
Yeah.
I won't do the straight edge because it's exactly the same. It's just straight.
Yeah.
So let's do Gilding Flakes. Now, are you ready for this? Because this is going to go poof. There we go. Right, so Gilding Flakes. Now look at that one. So what you will need is your, remember you see me using the wee scourer? So you will need that wee scourer to buff it off,
Yeah.
and then that's going to peel away the gilding wax from in between all these dots. So I know, I wonder, I'm doing something that I say never do, but just use a scourer. But if I then start to buff that off, you're getting the idea. Can you see? Now look at that. So I'm just going to, so if I bring that close up for you to see.
Yeah, so you can
Now
see it's
look
like a
at
little
that.
mesh.
So it's like a little mesh, absolutely. So you do just need to buff it off with a scourer. You would need to do that anyway with whatever adhesive you're using for your Gilding Flakes. But then there you go. So again, not just for your adhesives.
Craig, you're amazing. Very, very quickly, Angie Nelson has emailed her card in because she was doing one of the stamps, wasn't she? One of the Molly stamps. So we'll have a look at that before the end of the show. And Craig, thank you so much because that really, for a lot of people as well, they would never have thought of using their tape pens in that way. Tape pens are for sticking A to B.
Absolutely. But yeah, use it elsewhere.
Brilliant.
Right, let's go. Huge big background. I love this technique. And while I'm doing it, I'm going to show you how I came about this one. So it's a large plate. I'm going to do this onto our, Centura Pearl. Am I doing it on Centura Pearl? No, white smooth cardstock. However, you can do it on Centura Pearl. So it's a large one. So I know for this one, going by the matrix, 45 seconds. 45 seconds, we are green, which means that we are ready to go. It's large because it takes up the full platform. Edge to edge of heat. So let's press start. So once again, that's then going to do the heating from the base all the way up into all the detail. So maybe about a couple of years ago, a year and a half when I first started, I was up in Edinburgh doing a demonstration at one of the garden centres, and we were using the foil press, and we had one of the other design foil press backgrounds. We were doing that one, and then one of the ladies said, what would happen if you used the waste and overlaid it over one of the other ones that you foiled? And I thought, don't know, I'm not sure, let's try it. So we tried it, and it was one of those wow moments. So that's exactly what we're going to do. So I'm going to foil one, and then I do have the waste of one that I've done earlier, because you just need to do foiling twice. So beeping, ready to go. So I have got just some of the what I would say is normal gold. So we've got that with on the show as well, but it's also available in one of the rolls. Keeping in mind, each roll you are getting 5 meters in length on each one, so it is incredible. So what I'm just doing is I'm just going to pop that over the top. Now I'm just feeling it just to make sure I've got it all in place. Again, you of course would be measuring it a bit more to size. So let's pop that one on as well. So we're just going to slide that one out. We're going to run that one through. So with the foil press, of course, as Derek said at the start of the show, you get your tweezers, you get your heat-proof mat, you get your finger grippers. If I just bring in one of my other ones, so here is one of the foil press stamps. Could be dye, anything like that. Tweezers, if it is too hot for you, it doesn't get overly hot, but if you find that you need to use the tweezers, close the tweezers, move it over onto your heat-proof mat, because maybe your crafting area is maybe a nice expensive table. So heat-proof mat, just let go to release, and it pops on. But as you've seen from the last hour and a bit, I've been freely using my hands and my fingers. As I say, it's not overly hot, but you know, just if you are a bit heat sensitive. Now look at that. Look at that background. Isn't that incredible? So we have got that background, that's in the gold. Now, do the waste technique that I showed you earlier on. However, we're not. Slide that back in. Well, we are, but doing a different spin. So again, not boiling hot. I can easily enough hold that, but you do get the grips if you need. So what we're then going to do is let's bring it. So we've got our cardstock. Now what I have already done is, we've got but red, no. So I've already done exactly the same earlier on white smooth cardstock with our berry foil. So that is just the waste of the berry foil. So what we're then just going to do is we are just going to overlay that, and then all that we're just wanting to do is we're just wanting to match up the design. So basically we're just wanting that gold to come through. So we're just going to see all gold and red. So if I just move that about, so you see there, we've got that golden red. Now, one of the other things that we've done, and it just went wow, if you slightly move that to the side, you get a bit of a shadow effect. Now look at that. Instantly, how much does that change the design? You're getting that white area. You can use your low tack tape if you want. You will be absolutely fine. I'm just going to grip it. So upside down, again, this is basically the waste technique. So that's onto our mat. We're 45 seconds. So that's there ready to go. We've got 2 shims of cardstock again. So this one, well, 350 GSM. That's going over the top. We then need our magnetic shim from our Gemini Junior. Now, as you can see, mine's is well used. I always, and I do suggest, if you can, invest in another magnetic shim for the Gemini Junior and just use it for your foil press. And I'm pressing start. So that's going to do all that transfer of the heat. Just having an extra magnetic shim and even an extra Gemini Junior metal shim, that just means you're not having to take the one from your Junior and use your foil press. And I have mine stored in the bag. However, if you aren't able to do that, you can still use the same magnetic sheet from your Gemini Junior in with your foil press. So that's going to do the countdown.
I can't wait. How many seconds?
I was going to show you one where I've not done the white shadow, but I won't. We'll let this do the countdown again. So whether you've got toppers and you've got a frame dies that you want to create additional frames around, you can do die cut pieces. I don't know if I'll have time to foil a die cut element, so any die cut piece, and then we'll be able to run that one through. We might use that with the festive foliage. So countdown, ready to go. Yay. Sliding it out, running this through. Now, everything that I have done today, you can do with your large Gemini and that extender plate. So don't think you can't do. Website is where you're going to get your extender plate. So this is doing the heating, it's doing the pressing. So then take these layers off. So take them ones off, we take them ones off, and then we're going to take this one off. So we're just going to peel this one off. So straight away, actually, I don't even need my tweezers. So can you see? Oh, I'm so excited. Love this one. So you will get a slight bit of roughage just around the edge. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Look at that. Look at that.
Is seriously.
Now that is using our,
magic.
you know, the positive, then using the negative. Now look at that sheet. Look at that sheet. Now see, by me just pulling away slightly, a couple of mils, you've got that white shadow. Now look at, so the other way around, so I've done the gold with the red, and look at that. So that's straight on. I've not done any of the white shadow, nothing at all. So you can get two backgrounds. So foil white cardstock with your gold foil, foil your cardstock with your red foil, and then use the waste and overlap each of them. So you can do it with them, you can do it with any of your other die cut pieces, you can do all these different things. So then all that I just done is bringing in, I'm not going to stick it together because I really want to do this other technique, bit matting and layering, 5x7 card blank, you can see that there. We've taken out ringing of the bells where we have just popped that onto Centura Pearl. Pop that on. Now look at that, all elegant that you can see just there.
Awesome. Do you know what? That's just another of countless reasons. And it's funny, whether you're seeing a masterclass or we're whizzing through it at light speed to show you as much as we possibly can within a show like Cartload, which is about lots and lots of different products. But I tell you what, this is such a good reason to have this today. In fact, one of our viewers in the comments earlier said, you know what, I've got a foil press already, but I'm going to buy one today just because it comes with as many freebies all over again. So it comes with £100 or $100 worth of free dies today when you buy your machine. So it's the same regular price that it always is, but you're getting $100 or £100 worth of free dies. One of those dies in that selection retails in the US at $29.95 and you're getting it for free. So it is well worth thinking about. Maybe you're going to buddy up with someone else as well that you craft with. Maybe you're going to buddy up with another member of the family as well and get together and craft with them. Then you absolutely can do that, no problem whatsoever. But get it ordered within the show right now, as I know lots and lots of you have. I mean, it's one of those decisions. I can't make the decision for it. You need to make the decision when it's right for you. But I think actually, if that is not a oh, look at me, I'm shiny, shiny, and I've got lots and lots of extra free stuff, then today it really is waving at you saying, get me, get me, get me. Listen, this is a very busy show. We need to go back to Craig very, very shortly. But we've got your pictures, and I think, was it lovely Angie, wasn't it? Well, let's go to Christine's picture first. Christine sent us a foiling picture there. Beautiful, beautiful birthday cake, which is, I love that card. It's brilliant, isn't it? It's got so much life about it. Christine, I'm loving it. Malia from Hawaii. She's got her buddy bags that are full of foils. My word. Oh, Craig's got foil envy there, Malia. Let me just tell you, be glad that we were looking at your picture right then, because he was nearly stamping his feet. Let's move on to Angelita. This is Angie on Twitter, isn't it? Who has been, colouring in the Holly Harrison stamp, and she's done the one with the lovely pumpkin carriage in the background. That's superb, absolutely beautiful, lovely shading there as well. You know, there's real shape around the bodice, there's real flow in the fabric of the dress there. I love it. I love it. Angie, thank you so much as well. Thank you for sending your pictures in. We always love to see them. We really, really do. We love to see them. Right, listen, time for me to zip it again before the end of the show, because Craig wants to show us something else. He always wants to get in as many demos. When it comes to foiling, you know that there's no stopping you, Craig, is there?
No, there's not at all. So I'm just letting that just heat up. What I would just say, now you'll have seen over the last hour and a bit, close to 2 hours, we have then got a bit of time where we just leave it plugged in because we're showing you so much. However, when you're not using it, if you've done something, you move on to something else, just slide that out, because what will happen if you leave that on the heat all the time. Although it shuts off after, you know, 20 minutes or so, what will happen is that's when your plate starts to buckle. So when you're not using it, just pull out that heat. That's beeped to say we're ready to go. Right, also on the show, we've got 2 of our creator cards. Festive Foliage. So you can see this is the one that I have already die cut. Now with this one you are getting the main detail die, then what you're getting is the outside die, and you're also getting that inside die. So this enables you to create something very similar like our over the edge cards. You can do borders and that as well. You can do mats and layers if you want, or do what I done, and using all 3 dies you can create that design just there, so you've got that middle. Or what you can do without using the 2 outside dies, you can cut into your cardstock. So 2 different ways. So that's a die cut piece just into smooth cardstock. Again, that could be ours, Sarah's signature, tonic, hunky dory, tattered lace, any die cut piece that you've got. Sentiment, imagine it being sentiment. So again, waist technique demonstration, 45 seconds, ready to go. So what I'm then just going to do is I've got some foil, I've got my berry to hand, so we're going to pop that one over the top. So that's going to sit on like that. White card, could be Centura Pearl, you know, it could even be matte card if you're wanting to change the colour. Now the side that you want to be foiled goes face down, so that's going face down into the foil. 2 shims, so we're just popping those onto place. Then our magnetic shim again, so it's bulking out all that pressure, and then we're bringing in our carbon plate as well. So that goes over the top. We are then pressing start. So once again, that's going to do all of that building of the pressure. So that is a die cut piece that we are now going to foil. So any of your die cut sentiments, if you've got your die cut sentiment where you have that background die for it as well, foil the sentiment, foil the background, just foil the background. You know, there's all these different things. Foil the outline of the die. Think of all these things. Think about our sentiments that we've got, our sentiment dies, and you have that background die. Imagine foiling the sentiment and then using the background to cut it out. Can you imagine all of these different things that you could? You're now taking all your paper craft foils and bringing them, or your paper craft dies, and bringing them into your foil press as well. So that's going to go beep like it is. Keeping in mind, this is a die cut piece. This is just one of our normal paper craft foil dies, which you can see was the Festive Foliage that we've got just there. Shadow alphabets, imagine them being dyed. Any of your big alphabets, imagine those being foiled as well. So we're then going to take all these off. So take these layers. We are then going to take our 2 bits off, and then, so this is one of the background of, you can see just there. So then what we're going to do is if we then peel this one off, so peeling that one off, now even look at that, so look at that one, now look at this. Look at that.
No.
That is a die cut piece. We can now, with these specific dies, come along with the 2 outside edges. We've got these ones here. Now imagine cutting that into gold cardstock and then matte and layering that onto the top.
Yeah.
Cut that out into white smooth cardstock, foil that, and then use it as a matte and layer. So that is the background. That could be our creator cards. That could be any of our sentiments, anything that is die cut. Again, imagine Sarah's vintage lace. Those frames, I used the dies to foil, die cut them, foil them. Amazing.
That's absolutely amazing. You do know, if you make your own crackers as well, and they look a little bit plain, even if you've got a cracker die, and you think, that just needs something else as well as just a topper on the top, that would wrap around that absolutely beautiful. It really would. Listen, we are coming towards the end of the show. I can't believe how quickly it has gone, as these shows always do. To be honest, I think weeks of my life are going to disappear in the Purple Kingdom, but I'm loving every second of it. As I think Craig was, I don't know if we were talking off camera or on camera earlier, but when you do a job like this, And time flies so. Do a job you love and you'll never work again, is what they say, isn't it? And I think that's absolutely the case. And I haven't been here for a year and a half. I've been here about 3 weeks and I'm just so immersed. I love it. I love it. Right, let me show you some of the products that we have got them for you. So single figures on the Christmas foil Stampin Dies. It's a mighty collection, that one, let me tell you. For £20 or $27, there's a lot of elements to that as well. So you've got the big border dies there. You've got the smaller ones. You've got the Starry Night and the Twinkling Tree, which are the smaller ones there, which are really, again, epic. Really, we saw them on cards earlier. And then you've got those big kind of border dies going on there. The Snowflake Cluster and the... Oh, it's Starry Night, the other one, isn't it? So you've got the Nativity Scene, which is one of the smaller ones. Anyway, listen, get those. You can see them all on the website and all the details of each of those. We haven't really featured these, but they are always so popular. So why not get them half price today? You've got the Radiating Dies, and they're really versatile because you've got the sentiments and you've got the dies in the center, and then you've got that beautiful radiating shape. One of those is like a lovely sort of it's almost like a starburst coming out. It's absolutely beautiful within, almost like a flower petal. It's beautiful. £22.48, $29.92. It's half price. I say it's half price, which is very good indeed. And we've also got some others as well, some Radiating Dies. We've got Thank You and Love You. And these, again, are really gorgeous. $14.99, $19.95. And Foil Press Frame and Background Duo. That's very busy today. Craig did that amazing demo earlier with the overlay. That's really good, isn't it? We get all three of those as well, designed for your foil press. £30, $39. Nice little saving on that. That's about half price as well, isn't it? More than so, I think it is. Absolutely brilliant. Then the Saro Signature Vintage Lace Cartload collection. That's been really popular this afternoon. And I think actually what has added to that somewhat as well is that discovery that a lot of you have made that you can use, of course, your regular dies for foiling. You can incorporate those into your foiling as well. So that's suddenly opened up some more doors. And if you look at the different colours of foils that are available individually on the website as well, team the two together, it is a match made in heaven. So many elements on that. 60% saved on that Saro Signature collection, which has been put together, that bundle, just for today's Cartload show. £35, $45, 60% saved. That's all I want to hear. I've saved 60%. Thank you very much. So many elements in that as well. Then we have your Creator Card Festive Flower Duo. Now, how's the stock doing for this, Johnny? Very limited. Okay, good. So I can end the show guilt-free because this went in my basket at lunchtime. So that is on the way to me as well. Really super excited. And I love that little demo that we just saw from Craig there. That's just put a bit of an icing on the cake there for you. $14.99, $19.95 is your price for that. It's half price. I say it's half price, which is really good. So less than £15, less than $20. Now let's go back to the Molly Harrison stamps. We saw that lovely colouring that Angelita sent us a wee while ago. This is, again, another half-price deal because these are exquisite. Molly's illustrations are beautiful. They're all about fantasy and fairy and wonderful colouring opportunities in these as well. We have learnt a lot about colouring in this hour. Well, this 2 hours as well. £30, $44 on that one. Again, another very popular deal as well. And listen, just while we've got this last opportunity, because we're only with you for what? It's another 2 or 3 minutes right now. I mean, listen, if you're on the fence about having your foil press, in fact, you know, even like a viewer that we had earlier who said, you know what, I've got one already. I'm going to buy another one because it's coming with $100 worth of goodies, and I'm going to give away the foil press and I'm going to keep the goodies. It's such a good deal, and there's so many reasons to have one, Craig, isn't there?
There really is. So now, not only does it take your craft into the next level, if you are a beginner, just think how much it just pulls you full force into that next level so quick. It really is quick. Have a wee play. What I always say when you're starting with your foil press, get familiar with foiling onto white cardstock. Just do that a few times till you're familiar with it, then incorporate maybe a glitter card or maybe, you know, vellum or Aztec, because there's so much there. So just step by step, 17,000 videos on YouTube. So there's so much there. Of course, myself as well as the team, we're always on social media for you for any questions that you need help with when it comes to the foil press. But of course, we've got the Stampin Dies. We've got what I would say is our normal stamps for the foil press. You've seen all the different things that I have done, whether it's using normal dies and foiling them, whether it is then taking your die cut pieces and foiling them as well. It's all safeguarded because you've got that temperature and timer control just there. If you get under foiling, add a few seconds. If you get over foiling, reduce by a few seconds. You can't do that with other foil press. It is now all in your hands to do that perfect foiling every single time with techniques using all of the waste. There is literally no waste when it comes to your foil press. It takes your die cutting completely into another universe.
Do you know, there's one thing that we forgot. We were talking about it earlier and we did forget, and we've run out of time, unfortunately. But we were going to do a little foiling onto glitter card, weren't we? But it will be out there somewhere.
It is, honestly,
it will be out there
somewhere. Plenty of glitter card videos on YouTube as well. That is an absolute promise, there is.
I'm so sorry, Em. I should have been on the ball, but I tell you what, we couldn't have got any more demos into that show, could we? Now, listen, Craig, just to give you a chance to breathe, when are you back with us?
So I am just off just for a couple of days. I am back on Sunday for Second Chance Sunday. So it's going to be a good week. I seen earlier on today what we've got coming up as well. A few things that I've not had a chance to play with because obviously we had that incredible Debbie Fisher back at the start of the week. So I'm looking forward to playing with some of the products she used. But on Sunday for Second Chance, I will be back.
Do you want the good news or the bad news, Craig?
You're with me.
Yeah, that's both.
Yay!
That's both the good and the bad news for you. Yay! I'm looking forward to that as well. So I'll see you on Sunday, Craig. Tomorrow, a brand new day as we surf our way into the weekend tomorrow, don't we? Sarah is with me on our morning show, 11 a.m. here in the UK, 6 a.m. Eastern time. Festive giftables. I don't know what that means yet, so I'm really excited. I'm guessing there's a Christmas ring to it.
Can I
hang on, Craig's got his hand up.
Can I just say, when you're watching the show, watch what Sarah die cuts and think about foiling them. This is take your giftables to that next level. Trust me. Trust me.
Look at you. Look at that. That's a man who really wants to be here for that show. He's going to burst. Be careful. And tomorrow we also have our Colour Me Happy show as well with the Annabelle Spenceley stamps as well with the tri-blends. So I will see you with Sarah on one or both of our shows tomorrow. Don't forget, of course, you can catch up on anything you have missed this week here on Crafters TV, and I will be back with you on Friday for both of our shows. Have a wonderful rest of your Thursday. See you tomorrow.